I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land. And we take a look at those top stories making headlines every Monday to Thursday. In a rare statement issued by Buckingham Palace just a short while ago, it has been reported that Her Majesty the Queen, Britain's longest reigning monarch, is reported to be resting at Balmoral. Doctors have expressed their concerns for her health. Now, earlier in the week, the monarch swore in her 15th Prime Minister, Liz Truss, following her victory over Rishi Sunak for the leadership of the Conservative Party. Yesterday, it was announced that after a very, very tiring and full day, the monarch was advised to rest. It is understood that the situation is serious as her family have made their way up to Balmoral to be with her. Her sons, Prince Charles, Prince Andrew and Prince Edward, their wives, the Princess Royal, Prince Anne, the grandson, the Duke of Cambridge, Prince William, the other grandchildren, and it is reported that the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry, is also on his way to be with the Queen. Thoughts and prayers are flooding in from around the world, including from here in Israel. God bless Her Majesty the Queen. In other news, yesterday news broke that the U.S. Department of State's deputy spokesperson, Vedant Patel, said that the United States would like the IDF to revise their rules of engagement. Now, this follows the release of the IDF's operational report into the killing of Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. We have covered it in great depth here on the Israel Brief, and it is understood that while there is a possibility that the bullet could have come from the IDF, it was a tragic accident and not intentional at all. Well, can well be understood, the calls for the IDF to revise our rules of engagement has not been met very well by Israeli officials. Defense Minister Benny Gantz had this to say. He said that the Chief of Staff, and only the Chief of Staff, will make decisions about the IDF's rules of engagement. Prime Minister Yair Lapid said that Israeli soldiers are fighting for all of our lives and that international involvement or interference is irresponsible. He also said that the IDF will continue to operate according to their operational laws and will not be making any changes just for international applause. Speaking to the US's ambassador to Israel, Thomas Nod's alternate Prime Minister Naftali Bennett said it is dangerous and unacceptable for a foreign country to interfere themselves in the rules of engagement of another country's army. Qatar and Israel are reported to be in consultation at the moment. As many of you are aware, we are headed towards the World Cup towards the end of the year. Now, the Qataris have said that Israelis will be allowed to travel to the country to watch the World Cup, and Israel would like a diplomatic presence on the ground there in the country. Now, there was a spat earlier this week. There are reports that Israeli officials wanted news of the talks with Qatar to be made public, something that Qatar refused. Qatar have also appealed to Israel to allow Palestinians to travel to and from the World Cup. Now, just last week, Israel opened up flights for the Palestinians from Ramon Airport to fly to destinations as diverse as Cyprus or Turkey. The Jordanians have objected to this because this takes business away from Palestinians being able to fly through Jordan to reach desired destinations. And the UN's Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, have finally admitted that Iran's enrichment of uranium is not for peaceful means. The agency have stated that Iran has been enriching uranium well above the allowed percentages that is allowed for the use of energy. And that in their ominous words, that Iran has enough enriched uranium for a nuclear weapon. This brings us to the end of today's broadcast. We continue to pray and hope for the recovery and the health of Her Majesty, the Queen, Britain's longest reigning monarch. This is her platinum year, her 70th year on the throne. If you would like to check out the Lay of the Land and the Israel Briefs content, please do so at our website at www.layoftheland.online, our Facebook community at Lottle's site. Our YouTube channel is at the Israel Brief. Please consider liking and sharing. And we're on Twitter at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks. I wish you all a safe, a peaceful, and a healthy weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and please join me again on Monday for your top stories.